edit this week either, so we gotta
Just be on the ball.
gotta be flawless.
Yeah, flawless.
Flawless.
Well, I'm letting you do the intro then, because I can't do it flawlessly.
You do it better than me whenever you take over.
Okay, fine. Let me try, and then for you get.
Alright, go.
All right. What do I say?
No, do it.
What do I say? Okay. Welcome to this week's episode of the Peeba.
Kiba.
All right. Whew. Welcome to this week's episode of the Peter Palmer podcast. I can't. Okay. Let me try again.
You know this is all staying in, right? If you've listened before.
Yep. Welcome to this week's episode of the Peter Palmer podcast, where each week we try to attempt to read every episode of... Okay, wait, hold on. I can do it this time. Welcome to this week's episode of the Peter Palmer podcast, where week to week we attempt to read every issue of The Amazing Spider-Man.
Yeah, you kind of got there.
Yeah, kind of. I'm Sammy, and that's Mike. Yeah.
There's no videos, so they don't know who you're pointing
true.
at.
I'm Sammy, and with me, as always, is Sammy and Mike.
We're off to a great start. Episode 9. Can you believe we've done this for 9 weeks now?
Oh, yuck.
Why is that yuck?
No, I don't know. Yuck isn't ever a bad thing, is it?
Okay. Is that why you said that when you ate that chocolate just before?
Yeah, you just say yuck. Dude, that's what I say when I play video games. I just go yuck.
Yuck.
Yeah, when something happens, I just yuck.
So, how was your week, Sammy?
Not
what
bad.
What did you get up to?
I watched Colette today. It was nice. It's a period piece, feminist. It's very cool. It's very nice. Very good. I don't really have too much else to say about it. What did I say to you? I said it was...
You said it was a feminist period drama.
No, I didn't say drama. I said biopic. Biopic. Yeah, it's a biopic. So if you're into French literature, watch it. If you're into watching a film set in France but everyone's speaking in a British accent, watch it.
Watch it.
Watch it.
Is Toni Collette in it?
No.
Oh.
Keira Knightley is the lead. She's very good. I like her a lot.
Does she play Colette? I didn't actually check the levels. I hope they're all right. Keep talking.
Yeah, so she plays Colette. She's very good. She kind of like that role kind of reminds me of her Pride and Prejudice role, but a lot better.
Have you ever watched Pride and Prejudice versus Zombies?
No, and never will I attempt to. So suck
Looks
on
alright. Isn't Lily? I was gonna say Lily Allen. What's her name? Lily, Baby Driver. Lily James.
No, Lily Thompson.
No, Lily James.
Is that her name?
From Mamma Mia.
Is that her name?
Yeah. You're really far away from the mic. They probably can't hear you.
I'm sorry, I have a headache. So
Oh.
yeah, these lights are like, you know, the kind of lights they have in like school.
Oh yeah.
They're really
that is what they
bad.
look like. I don't know why it's a fluoro for the main room.
Yeah, exactly. Like
It
really,
feels like a bathroom.
it's very.
I live in a bathroom, guys.
I
Not sure if you know.
live in a constant
I mean,
state of.
When you look at the tiles, it kind of does look like a bathroom, doesn't it?
Whoa, yeah, true. Or a giant kitchen.
Maybe this was just one big bathroom once upon a time.
Well, then where's the plumbing? Would have drains.
Sink. Where the sink is.
All right, well, whatever you believe. Anyway, sorry.
Do you believe that this was a bathroom?
Well, that doesn't make sense because that's tiled too.
Yeah, they're both bathrooms, dude.
No, it wouldn't have been a bathroom because bathrooms have tiles on the walls.
You know what?
I'm right. Okay. So what else did we see this week? Mike?
What did we see?
You see.
What did I see? What did I see? I'm stalling time while I bring up what I saw. All I watched was Spider-Man again, Into the Spider-Verse.
Nice.
3rd time. I'm going to go for a 4th time tomorrow, I hope. You want to come see it as well?
Yeah, if we see it at event cinemas.
Yeah. We'll see it on the Gold Coast.
Yippee.
Yippee.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah. I think I liked it the most that time.
Yeah, I liked
Funny
it the
enough.
most the second time.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. The third time, I was just watching. I was like, yep, this is exactly the same.
Yeah, I feel like once you get to a third time, like it feels like a movie you've always known.
Yes. Yeah, very true. I like that.
Whenever I see a movie a third time in cinemas, I'm like, yeah, it feels like you're watching like just like, I don't know,
Yeah, exactly.
like a movie you've always been watching.
It feels like you've been watching, the Raimi trilogy for the 18th time.
It's like seeing an old friend.
Oh, yeah, and then, sorry, I'm far away from an old friend that you haven't seen in a while, but, when you see each other, it's just like, hey, what's up? And you can just, talk to each other.
It's like when you catch up with them for the first time in ages, you're like, oh, this is cool, this is nice. And then you catch up with them again the next week, and it just feels normal again. I don't know if that worked as a metaphor.
Probably not, but that's okay.
Do I have anything else to say about Spider-Man? I'm sure we've talked about this movie every week.
No.
One thing I do notice when rewatching it is you just appreciate how well everything is set up.
Yes, everything is set up and has
everything.
a payoff. It's so good. Yeah.
Like even Miles making his suit is set up with him being able to paint and everything.
You know what? Even the bit where, in the intro where he starts walking past all his old schoolmates, they're like, hey, we miss you, Miles. And then, he is in his place. Then he attempts it again at his new school and everyone's doesn't talk to him.
Yeah.
But then at the very end of the film, when he's finally Spider-Man, he does the same walk and everyone's cheering and clapping.
Yeah.
And it's he's a friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. This is his neighborhood.
Yeah, there's so many little nice visual payoffs. The first time he tries to swing, he falls down the buildings and you see the going down. And when he swings at the end, you see woo,
and he's
going
rising.
upwards.
Yeah. So cool.
Good stuff.
Everything's so thought out. I like it.
Yeah, it's a really good script. Have you been reading the script still?
Yeah, I'm not very far. I'm 50 pages in. So
no, it's a good little film. You should all go watch it.
Yay.
As if you haven't already.
Sorry. I was waiting for that to hit the corner, but I realized it never will because it's kind of just
Waiting for what to hit the corner? Can you explain for the listeners?
Okay, so everyone listening has probably watched The Office. There's nothing to really do with The Office, but it's one of the episodes, how they're all waiting for the DVD thing to hit the corner of the TV. It's that. I'm waiting for that to happen, except it's not doing it. It's just staying in the middle and it's just circling around, so never mind.
That's very stressful.
It is.
Only other movie I watched was, two other movies because we just watched one kind of. I rewatched Game Night.
Oh, I would rewatch Game Night as well.
Oh yeah, you did too. It's one of my favorites of last year. I'm going to be doing a top films of 2018 video eventually. I usually do it on the last week of 20 of the year, but
of 20 of the year.
Yeah, of 20 of the year. Top 20 of the year, I should say. But last year I was just too busy, so I'll get there eventually. And I still need to catch up on some films anyway. I think I've seen 50 new releases from last year, but I want to see at least 5 more.
What haven't you seen?
I don't know, mainly the ones that didn't get properly released here. If Beale Street Could Talk and Shoplifters, even though you said that was playing at
for a very brief time on the Gold Coast with the arts, yeah. Pretty sure I had only a few screenings. Yeah,
and a few other movies like that. Oh, and 8th Grade. I might go see that this week when it comes out.
8th Grade.
Bo Burnham's film. You know Bo Burnham? That's all right then.
They don't know if I shook or nod.
I think they can assume that you shook.
Yep. I'm sure I shook.
No, he used to be a really popular YouTuber, in the very first phases of YouTube. And then he was a stand-up comedian / musician.
He's always on Netflix.
Yeah, he has stand-up specials.
Yeah.
They're really good. You should watch one.
All right.
Yes.
I'll take your word for it.
And I also watched Triple X, The Return of Xander Cage.
Oh my
Wait, did I even
Jesus.
talk about Game Night? I didn't, did I? It's really funny.
Oh my God.
Jesse Plemons is my favorite. as the cop.
In my opinion, Jason Bateman can do no wrong.
I'm sure
so
he's
good.
probably done something wrong.
No.
He did that movie Bad Words that looked really bad.
That's okay because he's probably the best part of that film.
He directed it.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, he was also in it. Anyways.
Yeah, I know.
It's just
I
a really
like
ugly
him.
looking
I just
movie.
really like him. I idolize him. Is that weird?
I like him in certain things. I find his style of humor a bit, not annoying, but like, I'm real stubborn and
I like it.
snarky. Yeah.
I like it, so I love him. I love Jason.
Yeah,
Bateman.
I like him too.
No, I love him.
Okay. Oh, well, I love him the most.
Okay, well, I love him the most.
I want to marry him.
Okay, well, you do that.
Okay, so I won. Sold.
Yeah. That means you're just no.
What do you think of Rachel McAdams in that movie?
Who's she?
Rachel McAdams,
Yeah.
his wife.
Oh, that lady. Yeah, I don't know. She's a white lady. What do you mean to tell you?
Okay. Because I thought she was probably the weakest comedy-wise in that movie.
Yeah, she's fine.
Yeah. I could tell, like, she was, like, really trying. Whereas
She's
the
cute,
other ones,
yeah.
the other characters, like, they had their own, like, natural style of comedy, but it felt like she was trying
Love
to, like, go really up.
the other couple where they she thought that she slept with Denzel Washington. Yeah, that's so funny.
I just had a moment of panic where I thought this wasn't recording.
Oh really?
But it is. Don't worry.
You pass me that Spider-Man tub, please. Thank you. If you hear noises, I'm just gonna eat some Smarties. I'm actually about to die.
All right. But no, Game Night's really good. I think it's one of the most underrated movies of last year.
Yeah, definitely. I'd say.
Because not one people talk about that much, but it's one that I always thought about as the year went on. Mm-hmm. And yep, I hope it sets a new trend for more good creative studio comedies. Because we don't get much of them. They're
Not
usually
anymore.
John Cena getting hit in the balls or Mark Wahlberg getting hit in the head by a soccer ball. Instant Family in cinemas now.
Oh yeah, Instant Family though.
Actually, no, Blockers was good. Did you watch Blockers
No,
with John Cena?
was Tag good?
I didn't watch Tag, but apparently that was bad. But Blockers was good, surprisingly.
But Jeremy Renner's in Tag.
Yeah.
Hawkeye.
He sure is.
I love Hawkeye.
So back to Triple X Return of Xander Cage.
No.
Oh no, you had something to say before you started eating.
No, go.
No, you go. Game
I
night.
was gonna say let's go back to this, but anyway.
Oh.
No, that was a joke. Like, no, keep going. That was
What
very.
time are we at? Can you see while I speak?
I don't have my glasses on, so not really.
Return of Xander Cage. I've been wanting to watch this movie ever since it came out, surprisingly. Because I saw the trailers and I was like, that looks like the most extreme movie I've ever seen. That I haven't seen because I hadn't seen it at the time. And I actually wanted to see it in theaters because it looked like a fun time. I love a stupid movie, as you might know. I saw Fate of the Furious when that came out that
It's
year.
a masterpiece.
Yeah, but it's okay, sure. Actually, don't.
I haven't actually seen it. So
I didn't like Fate of the Furious that much, to be honest.
I
It
didn't
wasn't.
watch it.
It had its stupid moments, but it didn't go.
I stopped watching them after 7.
I don't know. 7 was good because James Wan did it. Jimmy Wan. Return of Xander Cage. Yeah, it's pretty great. Vin Diesel jet skis with a motorbike. Picture that in your head, and that's exactly what it looks like. He skis through a jungle.
Like
After-
dead ass ice skis, like fucking.
After jumping from an electrical tower. And he jumps out of a plane that's crash landing onto a package that conveniently had a parachute attached to it. And then
When they spend like 8 shots of him just fumbling.
then that crashes onto the ground and he just stands up. And Ice Cube makes a surprise cameo that made me cheer. And that's Return of Xander Cage. Sam Jackson dies at the start, and then that you find out in the last 2 minutes that he wasn't dead. What a great twist.
Do what you will with that information.
And go watch Return of Xander Cage. I'd say it's better than Robin Hood, but not as good as what's the other movie? Spy Kids Return. No, Spy Kids 4.
Spy Kids Return of Xander Cage.
That would work, to be honest. They have very similar styles. All right, back to you, Samantha.
Okay. That's all I had to say.
Oh, did you see any of the movies?
Did I?
What time were we at, by the way, when
15.
you looked? Oh, that's all right. We usually do 40 minutes of shit at the start, so we're doing good. We're on track.
Nope.
Nope. So I guess that means into the comics this week.
Your favorite part.
Wow, we have so much energy in this podcast this week. Remember when I messaged you earlier this week where I said we should start putting more energy into these podcasts?
Yeah. I'm trying to eat some sugar, right?
Oh yeah, you're on the way. That's why I've spread these chocolates across the table.
I can't eat them. They're too... Mike doesn't put his chocolate in the fridge, so...
No, because it gets rid of the flavor, dude.
We live in
It makes them
Queensland.
too crunchy. Imagine eating a crunchy that's even more crunchy, dude.
But I like crunchy things. That's why I like Smarties. Listen to this. Crunchy. It's ASMR.
Yeah.
I'm sure everyone will turn the podcast off when they hear that.
I think they already have. But that's not important. The important thing is the people who are in it the whole way.
Yeah. You guys are G's.
Let's name them. Let's name our Patreon supporters. Thomas, probably. Patrick. That's it.
Yeah, literally
I don't know
that's
who
it.
else listens every week. I think Phoebe does. I think Grace does.
Grace, listens to them. If she waits till a few are out, then she listens to all of them.
Yeah, it's what she did last time. But she listened to the last one, straight away.
Why are we talking about our listeners on the podcast?
Because they need to feel appreciated.
Okay. Do you guys like ASMR? I can do more.
Imagine people listening to this podcast in 2 years' time. They've just jumped on as a listener and they're going back to the back episodes. You have to be forward thinking about this stuff because they're going to be... I'm thinking the long term. We're going to be doing this podcast until we're dead because there's a lot of Spider-Man comics and they're still going out.
Unless there's technology in the future that we can just implant knowledge into your brain.
True. But there's going to be listeners that will be going back to these episodes in 2020. And that makes me feel...
What if we're
I don't know how that
famous
makes me
and then
feel.
they go back to listen to these? Our fans.
I've actually listened to some podcasts where I go back to the first few episodes and they're talking about how they had 2 listeners and they're like, oh, I don't even know if this is going to be a thing, blah, blah, blah. So I'm just trying to will that into existence like they did.
Nice.
Yep. My plan's been revealed now, so it's probably not going to happen.
Okay.
Okay. You have
I have the floor now?
Yeah, you have the first comic this week, so it's all down to you. I want to hear about what the Scorpion's up to this week.
Yeah. So, never step on a scorpion, or you think it's easy to dream up titles like this.
What?
Yeah, I don't know.
I think it is easy. I think they just go which villain do we have this week? And you just say a villain.
Rhino.
The Revenge of the Rhino.
That's good, actually.
Or the Stampede of the Century.
Wow,
See?
you actually did it.
Hey,
Dude.
Give me another one. Boom, 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 boom.
Trying to think of a challenging one.
Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom,
The Enforcer.
I thought you were going to say Liam Neeson.
Liam Neeson.
He'd be a great Spider-Man villain, to be honest.
Do an impression.
Oh, I have a very particular set of skills.
Do a better impression.
I'm gonna eat you. I'm gonna find you. I'm gonna eat you. And then I'm gonna beat you.
Nice. If he called me to say that, I would be like, all right, I'm waiting.
My name is Leslie Nielsen. I could have saved all the Jews, but I only saved a few of them.
Schindler's List.
Oh, my name is Ra's al Ghul. That was a SpongeBob laugh.
He's dead, dude.
I love Batman Begins. It's better than The Dark Knight. So what were you saying about the Scorpion?
Okay, so let's go into the comic now. Scorpion, he escapes from jail, dude. Also, Peter Parker's clothes are too small for him. So he goes to go out shopping, and he's wearing like the fucking Back to the Future outfit.
Why are they too small for him?
I don't fucking know. He grew, okay? Like he put on.
Okay, he grew.
He put on some weight, like.
Oh no!
But look at his outfit, dude. Like he's wearing like the puffy vest with the jeans. Like look at him. He's fashionable.
Ba-da-da-da. Da-da-da-da-da.
All right, well, that's enough. Anyway, so he goes to go shopping, but it's too crowded, so he decides to just like, I don't know, visit Betty as you do. So, oh yeah, while that's happening, Scorpion literally rips the bars from jail and just escapes. Somehow they gave him back his suit. Like, I don't know why they did that, but you know, apparently
Who gave who?
The prison gave his suit back.
Scorpion. Oh, yeah. What? That sounds like the worst idea I've ever heard.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's what they did. Now he's escaped. So.
Well, I feel they usually just keep their costumes on them.
Yeah.
Like in one of the Spider-Man video games I used to play as a kid, there's a bit at the end where they all go to jail and they're just sitting there in their costumes.
In their costumes, lol. It's even funny when they have masks and they don't unmask them. It's like, no, you can just sit here. Oh my God. Anyway.
Oh. I'm putting these in the fridge.
Yeah. Got him.
I'm going to Thor them.
Thor. Oh, get it? Thor? Thor Ragnarok.
I don't get it. Keep talking for the pod.
Sorry, I just had to have a drink of water. Please don't arrest me for that. So, yeah, it's cut to the Daily Bugle and Peter's there to visit Betty. And so, you know, J. Jonah Jameson's talking to Foswell, like, you know, any news? And he overhears him saying, any news on that Cat Burglar or robberies of scientific equipment? Oops. And Peter's like, "Oh, that sounds interesting. Something Spider-Man can get a pick of, you know, so I can get some more money."
Nice, dude.
Yeah. Oh well.
Dude, I love Foswell. Why hasn't he been in anything since?
Well, he has.
No, I mean like in other forms of media. You never see Foswell pop up in like any of the cartoons.
True.
I guess because they shy away from like the mob stuff.
Yeah, they really do, because it's like not a thing anymore. It's a real 60s thing.
There's no spectacle in crime plots.
Yeah, not anymore. It's all been overdone. Yeah.
Yeah. I reckon they could pull it off though. Like if they had like...
I mean, wait, crime plots is basically like the Marvel Netflix series, actually.
Right, yeah. I reckon they could pull it off if they had like Green Goblin as the main villain, but it was all... like they have a crime plot weaving through it. So you can still have the big spectacle battles, but they can have a nice little complex little crime plot as well. And not just Green Goblin wants to steal uranium from the bank. Or whatever these movies are.
Has come and got me down.
Oh no, it was
uranium fever.
Amazing Spider-Man 2. He wanted to steal Spider-Man's blood.
Oh yeah.
And that was the complex plot of that movie.
Is he technically the Green Goblin or the Hobgoblin in that movie?
He was the Green Goblin.
Okay.
Hobgoblin's Ned Leeds, dude.
What?
People,
I thought
people
Hobgoblin
get that mixed up.
Yeah, I thought Hobgoblin was Harry Osborn.
No, he's Ned Leeds.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So he sees Betty and she's really happy and he notices that. And then he's like, I wonder why she's so happy. And then speak of the devil, guess who it is?
Oh, the
Ned
Hobgoblin.
Leeds. Yep. Hobgoblin. No. What? Hobgoblin. Yay. No, not yay. Peter Parker is pretty crushed by this and he does a bit of a sassy. And then all of a sudden a policeman comes storming into the Daily Bugle and he's like, Jameson.
Whoa.
The Scorpions escaped and we're here to protect you because because the only thing he talked about in jail was killing you. So Jameson's like, oh shit, geez, oh no, the Scorpion would never get me, and he's a bit nervous because nobody knows the secret of basically he created the Scorpion.
Yeah,
you remember that, guys? Anyway,
I do remember because in this Spider-Man video game I played as a kid, the same one I was talking about before, there was a level where Scorpion goes to the Daily Bugle and he's like trying to kill J. Jonah Jameson.
Well,
and it's like a time, what do you call it? In video games when there's like a time limit on like a level. There's like a name for that, isn't there? But no, I'm pretty sure there's like a name for those types of levels. But anyway, there's like a time limit, and you have to get to the Daily Bugle from the other side of New York before he kills Jameson.
Ooh. And
it always stressed me out because the music goes and you can hear like at certain points in the level like, I'm gonna get you, Jameson, and he's like, no, stop it, Gorgon.
Gorgon.
And it's like it's a really fun game. I want to play it again.
Yeah,
it was on PS1.
Dude, that's old.
Yeah.
Okay.
Any fans of Spider-Man PS1 in the house?
No.
I know there is because they reference it on that Spider-Man shit posting page sometimes.
Yeah, they mention a lot of things on that page.
They sure do, and it's never great.
Kyle Guts. Kyle Guts. He's one of the guys I always notice.
Oh.
Because he's always commenting. He's very active. Okay. Kyle Guts. Do you listen to
Kyle Gass from Tenacious D?
No, Guts. He's got a Spider-Man logo Facebook icon. Anyway, I just always see him commenting and posting that. I see you, buddy. I see you. Anyway, so...
What was his name?
Kyle Guts.
Kyle Guts.
Yep. Kyle, first name Kyle, last name Guts.
He's going to be so happy when he listens to this episode.
No, he doesn't listen to this podcast.
He's a Spider-Man fanatic, you say?
Yes, but...
He's going to consume all the Spider-Man media.
All right.
I think I fixed iTunes, by the way.
Nice.
I think. I haven't checked recently, but I will check after this.
We shall see.
Because I messaged them and I was like, hey, why isn't the podcast showing up on iTunes? And they're like, there's something on your RSS feed that says iTunes block. And I was like, oh.
What?
So I found like where it was blocked and I unblocked it. So nice. I hope it's fixed.
You just blocked iTunes. Anyway, what was I saying?
Scorpion.
Oh yeah, the policeman walked in and Jameson's nervous, but he's trying not to be. He's like, I don't need your help. You know, you don't need to protect me, the Scorpion. Why would he be interested in me? And then Peter Parker can sense that he's bluffing. That's why he's red and has yellow eyes. What other reason?
Yeah, that's a panel for the YouTube thumbnail.
Yeah. He looks like he has jaundice. Anyway.
Jaundice?
You got jaundice?
You got jaundice I can borrow?
Anyway, Peter leaves because, he's going to go get the Scorpion or some shit like that. What else would Spider-Man do? And he asks about dinner for tomorrow night with Betty, and Betty's like, oh, I can't because I'm doing something with Ned. And Peter's like, well, have a ball, all right then. Goody for you, bitch.
Good day, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the next panel is J. Jonah Jameson really stressed out. He's fucking sweating, dude. He is sweating. He's really worried about the Scorpion trying to get him, and he's got, I know what to do to make sure the Scorpion doesn't get me. Or actually, he says, I know what to do to get Spider-Man to protect me, because he doesn't want to ask, because that would be too petty, right? Because Spider-Man's his enemy. He doesn't want to ask Spider-Man to protect him. So no, he's got to somehow draw him in. Anyway, Spider-Man's swinging around trying to bait Scorpion. He's just swinging around town, waiting for him to get baited. And then Scorpion's like, Spider-Man's there. Now J. Jonah Jameson's by himself in his office. I can finally get him. That's what he goes and does. And then the extra that J. Jonah Jameson created, Spider-Man and Scorpion are partners, says publisher. So that's what he did. Somehow that's going to try and get Spider-Man to come save him. I don't know.
That's okay.
Yeah, I don't know. The logic there's a bit twisted.
So he's incriminating himself in his own newspaper. Wait, what's he saying?
No, he's saying Spider-Man and
I thought you
Scorpion.
said Jameson and... Anyways, continue.
That would be weird.
Yeah, I was going to say, why would he do that?
Yeah. Anyway, Spider-Man keeps swinging and then he's like, dang it, I just realized maybe he's not showing up because he wants me to swing around town. Maybe he's at J. Jonah Jameson's office right now, which he's correct. Yeah, literally. And then, that's exactly what has happened. Scorpion is in his office and he's like, hello, boy. Hello, J. Jonah. And then J. Jonah's like, what? Oh my God. And then they, Scorpion tries to kill him, basically. He starts tearing up the office. Fucking everyone runs away. No one tries to protect.
This is like the video game, dude. This must be the inspiration.
It must be, yeah. Yeah, he starts like tearing up all the furniture and he backs him up into a corner and he's like, I'm gonna kill you. And Spider-Man swings and he's like, hell no, boy, I'm coming to save you.
I remember in the video game, he specifically says something like, you put me in this suit. Now you're going to pay.
Anyway.
Then when Spider-Man swings in, it's a loading screen. That wasn't important. Continue.
Yeah, okay. Thank you. Yeah, and then the next panel's a loading screen. And then the Spider-Man and Scorpion start bashing each other up. And then Betty literally gets PTSD from this encounter. She literally spends the rest of the comic in Ned's arms. Like, you can't even see her face. She's just like...
Bud.
Yep. So she's very distraught by all of this. And then Spider-Man sees this and he's pissed off. He's like, oh, geez, Ned gets to save Betty and, you know, I'm Spider-Man. Like, I just got to fight this guy and grr, yeesh. Anyway, they keep fighting. And they take the tussle outside. So Scorpion climbs out because the police come into the building. So he climbs up the side of the building and they go to the roof. And then J. Jonah Jameson speaks to the police and sorry, he hasn't spoken to the police yet. That's later. So what's going on? Yeah, so Ned's like, I'm gonna take Betty home, and J. Jonah Jameson, I can't even ever say his name right. J. Jonah Jameson is like, yeah, fine, do that. Triple J. I'll call him Triple J. That's a lot easier. Anyway, so before Triple J talks to the police, he gets the photographer to take photos of him looking like he's menacing and intimidating, bashing up the Scorpion because he wants to take the credit for it, which I find hilarious. And so he does that and cut back to the roof. Spider-Man and Scorpion are still fighting. And then Spider-Man, ends up webbing Scorpion up and swings through the city. It's pretty cool. Like, he swings through the city with him. It's like a pendulum. And then they both dunk into the water in the pier, and he webs Scorpion up, and he's unconscious, and he saves the day. Good boy.
Wow, he did it. Yay. I can't believe Spider-Man won, dude.
I know, dude. I never thought it would happen. Anyway, his costume's wet, so he wrings it out. And he... Is
he nude?
Nah. I wish. Oh. He goes back to the Daily Bugle, and J. Jonah Jameson's like, why didn't you stay and take photos? And he's like, grr, I should have, but I'm Spider-Man, so I couldn't. Anyway, so he goes to call Betty because he's worried about her. And she's not picking up, so he just goes home. And then, Aunt May is like, hey, Peter, how are ya? And he goes, I'm all right.
I'm all right.
Something like that. Then he actually calls her again, and she picks up, but it's not her. It's Ned Leeds. And Ned's like, Betty can't talk right now. She just came back from the hospital, from the doctor. She's really shook up. She's just trying to rest. She's going to spend the night with one of her girlfriends. And then Peter's like, all right then.
She's got girlfriends too.
Yeah. Betty. Anyway. Betty. He's really sad. He's like, yeah, tell her I called, and hangs up. And then all of a sudden Aunt May has a dizzy spell and she nearly collapses and faints. She drops a glass. Pete walks in and he's like, what's wrong, Aunt May? And she's like, oh, nothing, dearest. Don't worry about me. And then next panel, she looks like she's had a stroke because her eyes are looking two different directions.
Aunt May looks like my old landlord. That's not important, but anyway, it's just something I always think about.
And that's the end. There you go.
And my old landlord did have a stroke as well recently.
Sorry.
Don't laugh.
No.
Yay. That was a good comic. I liked listening to it. I had something else to say. Oh, yeah, do you reckon Triple J, the Australian radio station, was inspired by the Spider-Man comics of old to call themselves Triple J?
No.
Why is it called Triple J, do you reckon?
Junk, jukebox,
jazz, or justice. Junk, jukebox, justice. Triple J.
Yep.
Cool. All
You know, J. Jonah Jameson's full name is John Jonah Jameson. That means he can be a JoJo.
Is it? It's not John.
Yeah.
Why do you name his son after himself? I guess people do that, don't they?
Yeah, they do that all the time.
I thought it would just be J.
Robert Downey Jr.?
Yeah, I guess. Well, why isn't he John Jameson Jr. then?
No, because he's J. Jonah Jameson and it's John Jameson.
Why couldn't it just be J as in like J-A-Y? Like
that's not very 60s of you.
He's very forward thinking. It would make sense. All right, I'm going to read my comic. It wasn't very exciting, but I guess some stuff happens in it. The Claws of the Cat.
Oh, is this Black Cat?
No, I thought it was and I got excited. It's just some dude. I don't think this dude ever becomes relevant again. So
maybe it's Black Cat's dad.
Maybe.
Isn't Black Cat's dad a burglar?
You know what? Stay tuned.
All right.
It doesn't happen in this, but stay tuned for future episodes where we might find out. So it opens up, continuing from the last one, going like, last issue, shaken by the threat of the scorpion, Betty Brant was escorted home by Ned Leeds. And Ned Leeds is like, rest up, Betty, I'll call you later. And it's like, after being frustrated and angry at sudden turn of events, Spider-Man didn't realize Aunt May was attempting to conceal fainting spells from him. And she's like, oh, I mustn't worry Peter by letting him know how I've been feeling. Then it's like, later that night when Miss Watson drops by, Peter breathes a sigh of relief. Then he goes swinging about and we see this dude, this cat burglar, descending from a rope. And he's like...
It's Tom Cruise.
Yeah, it is, dude. He's like, that was a close call. If Spider-Man turned his head, it could have been the end of the cat burglar's career. So he doesn't have much faith in himself, strength-wise. But he's like, I'm just small potatoes to him. He's only interested in superpowered world menaces. And he sneaks into some apartment. And he's like, there you go. That's enough to blow the safe. Making so much... without making enough noise that could be even heard. Then it says later that night when the apartment's tenant returns home, oh no, I've been robbed. It's J. Jonah Jameson's apartment. All my stocks, my bonds, my important papers, gone. The safe is empty.
This is all his
Someone's going to pay for this. So then he calls in the authorities and they're like, no doubt, Mr. Jameson, this little cat burglar, this has the cat burglar written all over it. And Jameson's like, oh, he picked the wrong fight, the fight with the wrong person. I'm going to put a bounty on him for $1,000. And that ought to do the trick. And then we flip to an armored vehicle chase. They're stealing uranium from Tony Stark's factory.
Oh, fuck. What the hell? That's extreme. Okay.
Yeah. And
uranium from Tony Stark's factory. I like that.
Yeah, it's like... Wait. Yeah, it's some cat burglar minions or something. Like, only the cat burglar could have thought of a scheme like this. Like, yeah, those guys will never know what hit them. But just in the nick of time, Spidey swings in and starts beating them up. But they have magnetic boots that are magneticizing them to the truck. So Spider-Man gets flinged off because they're sticko mode onto the truck. And Spider-Man, he loses them, which is a shame. But he's like, they can't stay hidden for long. So what does he do? He hears that J. Jonah Jameson's put a bounty on this dude for $1,000, and he's like, $1,000 to be paid by J. Jonah Jameson. That's music to my shell-like ears.
Bounty, like dead bounty?
No, it's just like a reward for his capture.
Okay, I was gonna say, like, that's pretty shit. Imagine if you found out the most you could get for your life was $1,000. Like, I feel like really offended.
60s money, dude.
Yeah, true.
Because everyone's like, oh, that's so much money.
Oh, okay.
I never seen so much money. And then he's like, all right, I'll just drop by J. Jonah Jameson now and let him know what's coming. And Spider-Man's pretty much like, hey, I'm going to catch that cat burglar and you're going to have to pay me all the money. And this makes Jameson go, no, and he sees the scenario in his head. Spider-Man parading down the street with the cat burglar. J. Jonah Jameson having to sign the check to give to Spider-Man. And everyone laughing at Jameson for being the laughing stock of the town, as always. So what does Jameson do? He makes a call to Frederick Foswell.
Yeah,
and he's like, you have to find this dude before Spider-Man does. Because
reasons.
Because, yeah, I don't want to be the laughing stock of the town. And Foswell's like, I'll do my best, Chief, with the aid of my patch disguise. You know that disguise he wore in the last one, where he wears like a mask with an eye patch on it? Yeah. I don't know why he'd wear a mask and an eye patch. Doesn't make much sense, does it?
I feel like a patch is not a very good disguise because it just draws more attention to yourself.
Yeah, and it's like...
Like, the point of a disguise is like to look, just to blend in.
Why would you purposely impede your vision for no reason?
Yeah, true. Yeah.
Anyways. Oh, yeah, I also found out... Didn't you say the big man died last week?
I didn't say it was the big man. You said it was the big man. I said it was just a guy that Foswell knew.
You said it was a guy called the big man.
No, I said it was...
Oh, that's what I heard.
Oh, really? The big man?
I thought you said last week, it's just some dude called the big man.
Like, that's right. Yeah. Yeah,
and
you're right.
I was really confused because I was thinking back and I was like, isn't Foswell the big man? Like, that was his alter ego in the Enforcers before he got captured.
Okay, I'm confused now.
So that made me really confused. So I think it was just a guy.
Yeah.
Because Foswell's the big man.
But I swear he had like a name, like the big man or something like that. Anyway.
Maybe. So then Spidey goes home and he's like, I can't miss Aunt May's apple pie night.
Yum.
She makes a darn good apple pie.
Yum.
And that made me really want apple pie.
Yeah.
So I might go get one later.
Drop it on the ground and eat it off the tiles.
Then Spidey's... Yep, I will. I don't know why I'd do that.
Josh did that.
What? On purpose?
No. He tried to... Or someone tried to grab an apple pie out the oven without any oven mitts on it. Dropped it on the ground and ate it.
I guess I've done that before. Not with apple pie.
But how do you successfully get it out of the oven before you realize, it's hot, and then drop it on the ground? It's like
in a cartoon when they run off a cliff, then they're like standing there for a bit and they're like, oh,
yeah,
I'm off the edge.
I'm supposed to fall.
I'm off the deep end.
Do some ASMR.
So then Spider-Man is trying to get to the Daily Bugle to talk to Betty early in the morning because reasons. And guess who he runs into on the street on the way there?
Patch.
Liz Allen. Oh, fancy seeing you here, Liz Allen. Petey, I haven't seen you since graduation. And he's like, what's new with you, Liz? What have you been doing? And she's like, oh, I've taken a job. I'm a working girl. But I won't bore you with the details. You don't have to pretend to be interested. Can you do me a favor? Flash Thompson's trying to follow me.
What the fuck?
For old time's sake, could you distract him while I get away?
That's really
He's trying to find out where I work.
What the hell? That's so spooky.
It's real spooky.
That is
so
creepy.
Peter's like, yeah, will do. And Flash Thompson comes by and he's like, what were you talking to Liz Allen, Pewdie Parker, Pewdie Pie? And they get into a tussle because Flash Thompson wants to beat him up. He's like, we're not in school now. I can beat you up real good. I don't know why I didn't do this before. Then Peter knocks him out because he's Spider-Man and just leaves him there because he's got to chase after the Cat Burglar who's just a couple blocks away. He springs into an apartment, stops a crime from happening. Turns out it wasn't the Cat Burglar. But he's like, well, at least I stopped that crime. Then he goes back to Flash Thompson. He's like, oh, I better wake him up so he doesn't just stay in this alleyway or down there. And Flash Thompson says, hey, let me go, you panty waist. What are you doing? And Peter's like, we accidentally knocked each other out with our heads.
Oh my God, what the hell?
So you better run on home. And Flash is like, I knew you were too chicken. What? I missed something.
Yes.
Peter's like, hey, if you want to know where Liz Allen's working, she's working at the department store. And Flash is like,
why does he tell him that?
I knew you were too chicken to hold out on me. And then Peter's like, haha, I gave him the wrong work.
Oh, that's funny. Like, he just says the department store as if there's only one department store in all of New York.
And he says the Dillon department store.
Oh,
sorry.
okay.
Oh, the Dillon department. Is that Electro's department store? Max Dillon?
Max Dillon.
Because he's an electrician, isn't he?
Department store. Doesn't mean...
Anyway, I was thinking of a hardware store.
Yeah, I think you were.
Max Dillon's department store.
Max Dillon's delicious goods.
Delicious duds. Duds.
Dudes.
Delicious. Peter calls Betty. Betty picks up and says, "Hey, I'm glad you called. I'd like to... I'm going to work this afternoon, but I'd like to see you as soon as possible. ASAP." So they catch up. And Betty's like, "I got something to tell you. Ned has asked me to marry him." And Peter's like,
What? What?
And he's got a whole lot in his mind. And he's like, "Quick, I've got to mention that I'm Spider-Man to win her over."
That's funny.
He's like, "I've got to smooth into it though." He's like, "Oh, I guess he's no Spider-Man," but she's like, "Oh, don't mention Spider-Man. If Ned were anything like him, I wouldn't even consider his offer." And he's like, "Oh, yeah, okay, yeah, I guess."
Oh, this makes sense. Okay.
And then she's like, "Remember what happened to my brother? I can't date another adventure."
That's right. Her brother
like him.
fucking died. Hey.
Yeah, the Spider-Man's fault.
Obviously, it's always Spider-Man's fault.
It's always Spider-Man's fault. But he keeps kicking on, doesn't he? Because it's his responsibility. That's why he's so good, dude.
With great power.
He doesn't just give up when someone dies. Unless it's Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Unless it's because Aunt May dies.
There you go, you did it. We've missed it the past few weeks.
Yeah.
You know that? Yeah. But then, what does Betty say? Betty's like, "I want a man with a good steady job who comes home each night to his pipe and his paper and to me."
Jesus.
And she's like, "That's what first attracted me to you, Peter. You were such a good student, hard worker, and even worked hard after school taking pictures." And she's like, "What? Why are you looking at me like that?" And Peter's like, "Okay, I get it. Ned Leeds is the guy for you then. I guess it was always him. He's just what you want, a plain, hard-working, average Joe. Well, goody for both you." And he bloody storms out the room real good. He's so angry.
Wow, I've
never
so
seen
angry.
him so angry. But he's like, "No, wait, Peter, that's not what I was saying." And look how that slam is so aggressive.
Oh my gosh, it comes out of the panel. That's how aggressive it is.
And she's like, we hold on Betty, and she's like, "It was you I love. It's always been you, Peter. Why didn't you let me explain?" And Peter's outside looking all sad, and he's like, "When it gets dark outside, and you're fine." And he's like, "I've lost her. It's over. It's done for good." It's not, but
Yay.
Jameson gets a call from Foswell in his patch disguise. And he says, "There are no leads so far, but I'm keeping at it." And Jameson's like, "If I have to punny, what am I saying? If I have to pay that reward money to my enemy, I'll never let it down. It's bad enough shelling out $1,000 to anyone, but to Spider-Man, oof. Ooh." But yeah, then we see some I don't know what's going on there, but we see Peter moping around, always looking down. That's all he sees. And crack, he hears a gunshot. Oh, that's what those dudes were doing. They're robbers. They're robbing a bank.
Oh, yeah, that's what they were doing.
Because it's the panel. It's like, look at these dudes.
Look at these dudes.
And he swings in. He beats them up real good. And yeah. Wait. Okay, so we see the Cat Burglars dudes in a truck, like near them, and they're like, "Blast of luck, Spider-Man caught the gang we hired to pull that bank job for us." He's like, "I knew the Cat shouldn't have trusted anyone except his own gang. I'll get going. I have to report this to him right away." So the Cat Burglar dudes report this to the Cat Burglar. And yeah, they're like, "Spider-Man is beginning to be a nuisance. It might be necessary for me to take steps to stop him before it becomes too dangerous for my future plans." Aunt May's still all sick in bed.
Sick.
Peter's moping around still. And the phone's been ringing. Betty's been trying to call him all afternoon. But he hasn't been picking up because he wasn't home. Now he's home. The phone's ringing still. And he's like, I'm not going to pick up. What's the use? What else do we have to say? We've said all that needs to be said.
Oh, no.
And he turns on the TV. And it's like, Jameson's reward is still unclaimed. He has not been heard from since. And then we see the burglar in his apartment. And he's like, so far so good. No one suspects that just an ordinary dude like me would be the uncatchable cat burglar. And then, he says the police can't watch every building in town. I ought to try one more haul before I decide to lay low for a while, just to keep my hand in.
Ooh.
That's what I'll do. I'll grab me a bundle and then settle down and dream up a plan to get rid of Spider-Man. Where's the place they'd least expect me to strike? So we see him running around the rooftops minutes later. And then meanwhile, at a local underground hideout, JJ, it's Patch. I've got a line on the cat. There's a 1 second story man who hasn't been seen around here lately, and the cat has most of his trademarks. And Jameson's like, ooh, I can't be sure yet, but I'll check him out. If you have any evidence, I'll call you back and tip off the police. Now we're getting somewhere. And then Aunt May goes to hang out with Miss Watson, as she does. Betty's still trying to ring the phone. Peter's not picking up, so he leaves. He's like, I don't want to pick it up. I can't stay. I can't take it. If I stay at home, I'll have to pick it up. I won't be able to resist myself. So he goes out to try and look for the cat burglar. Cat burglar's climbing a building. And some dude's like, hey, what's going on here? Our windows were just washed yesterday. Wait a minute, you're no window washer. What are you doing? You're the cat. And he's like, oh, just my luck. And he starts running away. But, zoom, spotlights come on onto the building while Spider-Man's swinging in. It's the police. Because they're like, the cat burglar's meant to be here. And Jameson's offers the $1,000 reward. So they're broadcasting it on the telly. And Jameson's watching at home. He's like, I've got it made now. There's the cat trying to dodge the spotlights. He hasn't got a chance. And he's like, wait, Spider-Man's there. He's watching it on the TV.
It's even in black and white. That's so cool.
Yeah, they didn't have color would have started being a thing, I think. But yes, black and white would have been the norm.
Yes.
The norm.
I think that's so...
Imagine watching black and white.
Watch Roma.
Yeah. I have no problem with black and white.
Me neither. I like it.
You ever met people who are like, I can't watch a black and white movie? It's like, what are you talking about?
But they actually mean they can't watch old movies when they say that.
No, they mean black and white sometimes. And they don't like subtitles either.
What? I have to watch movies with subtitles.
Yeah, I watch all movies with subtitles because I miss stuff.
Yeah, same.
Like in cinemas sometimes, like, what did they say?
Exactly. I do that too. Like, oh my God.
I have to start like...
I was about to say something, but I probably shouldn't know. Okay.
I have to start recommending them to put subtitles on in the theater. You can do that, can't you?
No, they have subtitle glasses.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
How's that work?
I lied.
I was going to say...
I just made that up.
I was like, is that a thing?
Oh, I'm a headache.
Because, yeah, I'm pretty sure you can just request them to have subtitles. Because you know how it's on, like, cinema timetables, it has, like, closed caption session.
No.
Oh, really?
No.
Like, when I go to check, it has, like, all this, like, stuff on the side.
I've never seen a movie that had subtitles.
I haven't, but I think there's, like, an option there if you want it to be. Because they won't... turn it on if there's no one in the cinema.
That's wants it. Okay,
yeah.
So someone has to say when they buy the ticket.
So. 'Cause I've
turn
heard,
the subtitles on.
Yeah, I've heard people say like they went to a cinema and the subtitles playing. So
okay, we'll do an experiment. Next time we see one of those, we'll just ask them to put the subtitles on.
You might need to have a valid reason though.
No, just be like, I'm deaf in one ear.
Yeah.
Like Grace. She could just be like, I'm literally like deaf Grace. In one ear. Yeah.
Anyway, Jameson's watching back to
Grace,
Spider-Man.
come to the movies with us.
If she wants. Oh yeah, she wanted to see it again, didn't she? Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Let's do it. She'll have to come to the Goldie though.
Yeah, I don't think she minds.
Alright. I was gonna say something that would incriminate her, so I'm not gonna say it.
What a mood.
So Spider-Man's trying to catch the Cat Burglar, and Cat Burglar shines a beam on him, and he's like, "Ha! You didn't expect me to suddenly turn a beam on and blind your eyes." And Spider-Man's like, "Yeah, I didn't. You got me good."
You got me.
And he falls off the building. Spider-Man does, but he clings to the wall. And Cat Burglar's like, I forgot he can do that.
What? This is the worst Cat Burglar ever.
He's pretty bad. I don't know how he got away for this long. But they get into a bit of a tussle. And then eventually Cat Burglar throws a little smoke pellet down and he disappears down a chimney. And police are looking for him and they're like, wait, what's this rope doing? And Cat Burglar's hiding down the chimney. And the police get to the Cat Burglar before Spider-Man does. So Spider-Man doesn't get the reward. Jameson is pleased because Spider-Man didn't get the reward. But Spider-Man doesn't completely lose because he gets to take photos of the capture to sell to Jameson. Jameson's at home. He's all like, whew, that was a close one.
Oh my God. That's such a dad pose. Like slumped down in your chair and just going, woof.
Yeah, and then the next day when Peter drops the photos to the Bugle, Betty's like, Peter, I need to speak to you. And Peter's like, nah, don't even bother.
Aw.
So he sells the photos to Jameson.
What the hell? Why is Peter being such a little biatch?
I know.
Like, that's so rude.
Yeah. He sells the photos to Jameson. And he says, they're not worth much in cold cash, but I can afford to be generous now, seeing I saved my reward money. And Peter's like, pay me whatever you want, Mr. Jameson. I don't care. Nothing matters to me anymore.
Aww.
He's so sad. And then there's the last panel. They're going all metaphor on us. They have an invisible, like a outline of Spider-Man putting its arms out. Can you see it?
What the fuck?
Spider-Man is between Betty and Peter.
Just like T-posing.
Yeah, he's T-posing.
Or more, maybe he's more like doing the Michael Jackson thing where he goes...
They could be together if it wasn't for Spider-Man being between them.
Oh well, Betty's a hoe.
Metaphors. Visual...
Visual.
What do you call it? Visual visuals.
Hey, visual.
What do you think of that
visuals.
one? I thought it was alright.
Yeah, it's alright. Nothing really that exciting happened.
No,
You're
exactly.
right.
Exactly. It was they had to fight a Cat Burglar. But I like the whole Jameson dynamic though. It's always fun.
Yeah.
Jameson being like, I can't
Jameson
let Spider-Man
doing
win.
anything, honestly. His whole motivation as a character is just, I can't let Spider-Man ...
Yeah.
Yes. Anyway, number 31. If this be
31.
my destiny.
Oh, it's starting to get good. All the iconic Spider-Man stuff starts happening soon.
Look at this.
Oh
It's
yeah,
cool. It's
I recognize
called
that
If
that
This
cover.
Be My Destiny. Dedicated to you, the great new Marvel breed of reader.
Oh, that's
Yes.
us, dude.
Yeah, that's us.
That's us.
Yep. Unfortunately, no.
Oh, come on.
No, I don't care. That's fine.
Do
Sorry.
you reckon they thought people would still be reading these comics in 2019?
Yeah, like you said, forward thinking. Come on.
But did you think they did?
That's what I mean. Yeah, they probably did.
Okay. Did they think there'd be movies about it now?
No, probably not. Hey, maybe
Oh,
they
actually-
did, and that's why there is movies.
Yeah, because there's
gonna-
issues where they're like, let's make a Spider-Man motion picture.
Really?
Yeah, remember it was one of the early issues where they wanted to make a movie about Spider-Man.
Oh yeah.
And it was all a
yeah,
trick. So they could beat him up.
It was a Hollywood trick. Yeah, you know what? You're right, because like these things don't happen by accident. Like, you know, movies being made and it being such a big franchise, you gotta like when you go in to make something, create some sort of, I don't know, something for others to consume. You kind of have to.
Yeah.
You have to be forward thinking.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they were trying to make Spider-Man movies for ages, but they would have looked real bad, wouldn't they? Like that 70s TV show. It would have looked like that.
Where he's like crawling up the wall, but you can see the fucking
string.
the string, and
He's
he's just going like this. He's not even touching the wall. He's just doing this.
I love that. There's bits in the Raimi movies where they do that same trick
Yeah,
because you can tell like he's not actually touching the walls.
that's funny. I've not noticed that. So
Oh, there's one bit in particular in Spider-Man 2. I always notice it where he's like trying to climb the wall again. It's like You can see him like being pulled up.
Being pulled up. That's so funny. Anyway, this comic, number 31.
Ooh,
So we start off
I'm
with
excited.
a bunch of robbers in scuba diving costumes, and they are stealing scientific equipment. And they're using sleep gas to get the policemen to not chase them. But then, so they hop in the helicopter, and then all of a sudden Spider-Man jumps onto the helicopter and he's like, bruh, you can't go. Wow. Starts bashing them all up. And then he hits some of them and they start making poison gas to his face. But he's like, you fools, I can hold my breath for a really long time. So that's what he does.
He can.
And then Spider-Man.
Oh, he can?
So, yes,
pretty good.
He can. It is canon. Anyway, so...
I feel like his mask would kind of impede that a bit.
No, it doesn't. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, because there's that bit in Amazing Spider-Man where he's in the sewer and he's underwater for a really long time. Every time I watch that, I get really stressed out.
Really?
You know that bit where he's fighting the lizard and he sneaks
After
down
he
like a
tries
little...
to take a photo of him, hey?
Yeah. He slips down like a tube and he's underwater for a really long time.
Yes. Yeah, I do remember this. It's in the sewers. Yeah.
Underwater stuff stresses me out.
Yeah, like that part in Mission Impossible. Which Mission Impossible was it?
Rogue Nation.
Rogue Nation, yeah.
Yeah,
that gives me anxiety, dude. Like, oh, God. Anyway, I love that movie.
It's no Mission Impossible Fallout, but it's still pretty good.
It's still pretty good, yeah. Mission Impossible Fallout's very good. Anyway, so they notice that Spider-Man is on the helicopter, so they drop the cargo without him noticing into the sea. There's a bunch of, like, scuba divers already in the sea, and they pick up the cargo. Anyway, so Spider-Man is unaware of this, so he keeps bashing up the guys, and all of a sudden the gas starts getting to him because he has to eventually breathe.
Whoa.
Gets woozy, and he tries to escape, but he's like, before I escape, I should stop these guys. So he grabs a piece of broken door, and he swings it into the helicopter rotors, and it fucking comes down like a brick, dude. So he throws it into the ocean.
Like a brick.
And yeah, he throws into the ocean. And he's like, and then all the scuba diver dudes escape. And then Spider-Man's like, oh, I can't just let them drown. So he goes down to check if they're okay, but they're all not there. So he's like, what? Bamboozled. And then as we continue, there's some text coming from like a secret lair area that we don't really know. And we can't see the person who's saying all of this, but he's like, Spider-Man, and never expected that I'd have to contend with him, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, if he ever messes with me again, I'm gonna get him. No one can stop me. Something like that. Regular old villain talk. Anyway, Pete comes home, and Aunt May sees him. He's like, you know, good luck with college. It's his first day of college.
Yeah, he's going to college.
Yeah, so he's his college sign up today. So he goes to college, and there's a bit of a montage of him, the goings on during the day. So there's a lecture, you know, he gets his IDs, gets his books, and he sits down at the end of the day. A bunch of stuff. He sees Flash as well. A lot of stuff happens. So, but it was a big day, so he slumps back home, and he's like, man, what a big day. I'm tired. I sure ball. And then all of a sudden, Aunt May's like, you better go to sleep now, dearie. But then she starts to feel a bit woozy. She collapses.
Oh, no.
Oh, my God. Aunt May collapses. And she has to go to the hospital. So Pete's really anxious about that. Takes her to the hospital, and Aunt May's like, dearie, you have to go home because you got a big day, first day of college tomorrow. So Pete does a really sad walk home. He can't really get much sleep, so he stays up pretty much all night. So he's really tired for the next day. And then he shows up, and then we see, dun dun dun, at college, Harry Osborn, Gwen Stacy, Flash Thompson.
Wow.
Yeah, and they all see each other. They're kind of buddies. They all, you know, meet up. And
oh yeah.
Then
so does Peter and Harry know each other?
No.
Prior? Oh, so this is when they meet.
Yep.
Oh, I was always under the impression like
they always knew each other.
They knew each other, and like Harry went away, and then.
That's what I always thought, but apparently that's just an Amazing Spider-Man thing, like the movie, where apparently, you know how in that movie it's canon that they were like childhood friends?
No, but I thought that was a thing before. I remember that being a thing before then. Maybe that was some other cartoon or something.
Okay.
But yeah.
Anyway, so
that's
they
interesting.
Yeah, it is cool. At college, but they're not friendly off the bat. I can definitely say that for sure.
Okay.
So they see Pete, and they Flash Thompson tries to go, hey, look, it's that loser. He's from my school, high school. you know, I have puny Park in this class, go. And I was going to say Betty Brant, but I meant to say Gwen Stacy. She's like, oh, that's the guy who won the science scholarship. He must be really clever. And then Harry Osborn. By the way, he looks like an old man. He looks like a balding old man.
Maybe he is, dude. Do they ever specify his age?
No. But he's hanging out with two teenagers.
You don't have to be teenagers to be in college.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, the old people in our fucking degree.
Yeah, true.
Anyway. If they're listening, shout out to those guys.
Yeah. Okay, that's
I hope
enough.
they're not listening.
Yeah, me too. Anyway, so yeah, Harry Osborn's like, oh, he looks like any other frosh to me, whatever a frosh is.
Frosh.
Yeah, I don't know. Frosh? I have no idea. Frosh. Oh, freshman? Frosh?
Freshman. Who knows with Stanley sometimes, dude.
Yeah. Anyway, so they all yell out to me, hey, Parker, come here. Hey, how you doing? But he just walks straight past because he's so occupied with his depressing thoughts of Aunt May.
Yeah, I'm not scared.
Oh, the dog. And then they all kind of don't like this. They're like, grr, wow. You know, some friend you got there. But then Gwen's like, you know, he seemed nice enough. Perhaps he didn't hear us. Anyway, so they're in class and Gwen's checking Peter out and her thought bubble says, he's not as husky as Flash, but he's brighter and very attractive. And then Peter's thought bubble's like, I've got to try and stop thinking about Aunt May dying. I love the juxtaposition. It's perfect. Anyway, so, you know, in between classes, Pete, you know, this kind of is an ongoing thing during this comic that Pete's just ignoring everyone and everyone just thinks he's really stuck up, but he's not. He's just really worried about Aunt May. And he tries to call the hospital and there's, you know, no update. Anyway, he tries to study. All you can think of is Aunt May. Literally, he sees like her face withering in bed. It's really sad. And now they're in class in Chem Lab.
Yay.
And the gang. I'm just going to call them the gang, which is like, you know, Harry Osborn, Gwen, and Flash. They're like, hey, let's pull a prank on him. Gwen, go distract him. So she tries to distract him, but he's already distracted by his thoughts of Aunt May, so he can't even be distracted. She asks him for a pen, and he doesn't even look at her. He just puts up the pen and goes, yeah, sure. She doesn't like it. She's like, oh, thank you very much, mister, but I changed my mind. Anyway, so they pull the prank on him by, like, making his chemicals, like, explode or some shit. No. And he gets really in trouble with the teacher. And Gwen feels really bad about this. She's like, oh, it's supposed to be Joe. I didn't want him to get in trouble. And then Harry Osborn's like, oh, shut up, Gwen. You're such a softie. Yeah, don't worry. He'll be fine. And then as soon as, like, you know, class ends, Peter rushes off to the hospital. He rushes past Flash Thompson. Flash Thompson's like, hey, look at that loser. Anyway, that's irrelevant. He goes to hospital. He's by Aunt May's bed. And she's like, oh, run along, Peter. Visiting hour's nearly over. Don't you worry about me. I'll be fine. So Pete talks to the doctor. And the doctor goes, oh, my hopes aren't really up, my boy. Don't have any high hopes. I don't think she'll make it. Oh, no. Which is the worst thing to say to a relative. Anyway, at least it's honest. He gets home and there's old bills at the mail. Only bills. And he's really, this is like really sad, real, like, you know, issue. It's just oofed after oofed. So Peter goes, I know what to do to get some money. I'm going to take some photos. So he swings around, tries to find some crime as Spider-Man, and literally the sun comes up and nothing. He got nothing. There's no action, no bad guys, no conflict.
This comic feels like, so far, it feels like the start of like a Spider-Man sequel.
Yeah,
like
it does.
This is how like a movie would start.
Yeah,
like
right?
He's going to college.
Yeah.
And he's like, he had a bad day.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm going to start swinging about, taking photos.
Yeah.
And there's like a montage to like some mellow song that's kind of upbeat.
Yeah. I agree. Yeah. Sounds good. Yeah.
What song would it be? Yellow by Coldplay. What's that?
Whoa.
Oh, for you, I'm not moving on. I'll love you long after you go. But it's about Aunt May this time.
Yeah, exactly. And Betty.
Yeah. I don't know why, but this is making me think back to my first day of uni, of college.
Really? I can't even remember my first day of uni.
I don't remember it very well. But
I remember that you were in my orientation group.
Yeah, I remember that too.
Yeah.
But we didn't know each other.
Obviously not.
No. But we didn't talk until like this last year.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
Yeah. Isn't that weird?
Not really.
It's not that weird.
Yeah.
But also,
It's a little bit funny.
it's funny.
This feeling inside. Every time I see someone, I want to blow their brains out.
It's not weird, but if you were if back then you wouldn't have thought that we'd be doing a podcast here in this basement that used to be a bathroom, talking about Spider-Man in 2019. After we've graduated. That very specific thought wouldn't have come to your
Imagine
mind.
if you had... Maybe that's what deja vu is. You reckon your future you is thinking about that time?
Oh.
That'd be a cool thing. Like,
wait. Oh, okay.
yeah, so like you feel
Maybe.
deja vus because the future you is like reminiscing on that time.
Interesting. So it only happens at very
Specific memories and stuff,
memories.
yeah. Anyway.
That's sad, because if you don't have deja vu that often, the future you's not thinking about it that much.
Oh, yeah. That is kind of sad. Oh, well.
Oh.
So, Peter is really upset by this, so he goes home. He's going to be so tired for the next day of college, but he still studies anyway. He doesn't even get any sleep. And then he goes to class, and he just can't concentrate. Everyone's, like, kind of looking at him like, what a stuck-up asshole. And, yeah, that's that, apparently. So, cut back to the Daily Bugle. And Triple J is getting really mad at Foswell because he has got no news for him. He's like, go find some news. Come on, dude. And then Foswell's like, all right, maybe I should be Patch again. Anyway, so J. Jonah Jameson speaks to Miss Betty Brandt, and he says to her, hey, what about that old boyfriend of yours? Why hasn't he brought me any photos lately? And then Betty's like, I haven't seen much of Peter myself, so... And he's like, well, tell him, that I need some photos. And then she's like, I'll do that, sir, you fucking hypocrite. But she says that in her head. Anyway, Ned Leeds shows up. And then she's like, hello, Ned. And he's like, I've been wanting to talk to you, Betty. And he looks like a freaking potato in this panel, but whatever. And he, says, do you have an answer for me yet? And she's like, I'm sorry, Ned. I simply haven't been able to make my mind. And I must be fair to Peter. I have to speak to him first. And then Ned's like, sure, Betty, I understand. I just wanted to let you know that I haven't changed my mind. I still feel the same way about you. And I'll keep asking you every day until you say yes. Which is so fucked up. Anyway, she's like, well, all right then. And then Betty just has a thought bubble that says, I know Peter's hiding something from me. I have to find out what it is. Anyway, so we cut to Foswell's disguised as the Patch in a bar or something. And then over here is a robbery of a boat or something like that, a sailor or something. Anyway, he overhears that there's a crime about to happen, basically. Yeah, so we cut back to college. Gwen Stacy is checking out Peter again. She goes to talk to him. She goes, hello there, Peter. I'm glad I bumped into you. Do you have a minute? And Peter's like, I'm awfully sorry. You're going to have to excuse me. I'm in a rush, and runs off. And Gwen's like, the nerve of this man. No one gives Gwen Stacy the brush off. You are going to regret that. Anyway, that's that. And then Pete's back at the hospital, and she's really worried about Aunt May. The doctor says, you know what? I still got nothing for you, man. Sorry. So he starts to swing around all angsty. And then, wow, look at that. Peter runs into the Patch in an alleyway. In the alleyway, sorry. And Patch says something like, this is not a joke, Spider-Man. I'm being serious. There is going to be a robbery at the PS6 tonight. I don't have enough evidence to convince the police, but you should go there. And Pete's like, all right, sure.
Of course he would.
Yeah. So
he wouldn't question that at all.
Exactly. A guy with an eye patch sitting in an alleyway. Hey, I'm glad to see you, Spider-Man. Anyway.
New York must be really small in these comics.
Yeah,
people keep bumping into each other.
Right? Anyway, so he goes there, and there actually is a robbery happening. It's those same scuba diving guys at the start of the comic. And they have strong gas to try and take down Spider-Man. Or Spider-Man swoops in and tries to kill them. Or not kill them, sorry, beat them up. And then they're like, spray him with gas. But no, it doesn't affect him. What the hell? Because Spider-Man came prepared this time. He's wearing a mask under his mask.
Ooh.
Dang. Oh, like a chemical filter,
like a
whatever.
Gas mask. You used to just see like a big
thing, yeah.
like the outline of it.
That would look so weird.
It's like, you didn't notice this.
Yeah. That would look so cursed. Anyway. So, yeah, Pete stops the robbery from happening. Spider-Man, sorry, not Pete. And, yeah, so Patch shows up with the police. And then, you know, Spidey gets out of there. And then he reveals, like, his cool little chemical breathing thing. He's like, I'm so glad I'm a science major in college. What would I do without science? And he runs off into the night. And then the last thing in this comic is there's the doctors. They're like, is this verdict true? And they're like, yes. And something like that. That teases to like there being a cure for Aunt May.
Oh.
Yeah.
I hope there is.
Yeah.
I hope she sticks around.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was pretty good. I feel like this must be around the time where these comics really started picking up, like, an audience.
Yeah.
Because, like, the iconic Spider-Man stuff, like, people always talk about, like, when people think back to Spider-Man, they think about Harry Osborn.
Yeah, exactly.
Gwen Stacy and Mary Jane.
Gwen Stacy, yeah.
Yeah, and, like, all the modern incarnations, whenever they redo it, they always go straight to, like, Harry Osborn or Mary Jane.
Yeah,
and Gwen
definitely.
Stacy.
Mary
Like in the
Jane's
high
so
school
iconic,
section.
dude.
Yeah. But yeah, and there's not enough Betty Brant or Liz Allen love. I guess we're going back to that now with
Yeah.
Homecoming because they want to try and do that. But I miss J. Jonah Jameson. I wish he'd
Yeah,
show up and
no,
stuff
he is
more.
so. I reckon he's actually, like, from reading the comics that we've read, he's like crucial.
Yeah, he's like the ongoing antagonist of
yeah,
like,
he
every
is the
issue.
ongoing antagonist. Like, yes, Spider-Man has a lot of bad guys, but J. Jonah Jameson is the bad guy, and he's not even like a villain or anything. He's just
yeah.
a guy.
They always have that rivalry, and I think that's fun. And I wish they had that
Yeah,
in the movies now. But I guess they did that in the Raimi
the
trilogy,
Raimi trilogy. Yeah.
which was one of the best parts of those movies.
Yeah, seriously, J. Jonah Jameson's so good in that. He's so perfectly casted, and yeah. Anyway.
Yeah. Have you ever read Spider-Man Blue?
No.
It's really good. It's like it's in canon, but it's like a separate kind of thing where it's like
Yeah, there's
Spider-Man.
a lot of those.
Yeah, Spider-Man reminiscing about like it's like the anniversary of Gwen Stacy's death, and he's reminiscing about how they met and like all like the first few weeks they met each other and stuff. It's a really good comic though, and there's like flashbacks to like these issues, but like shown differently and stuff.
That's cool.
Really cool, and it's really bittersweet at the end because the whole time he's like talking to like a voice recorder, like, Gwen, I know you can't hear this, but I'm just like, I'm talking to you anyway because it's our anniversary and blah 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 blah.
Our death anniversary.
I forget if it's her death anniversary or like their like
Dating anniversary.
dating anniversary. Yeah.
Yeah, that's really sad. Must be hard to have a dead like partner.
That's cool art as well.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Anyway,
what was your favorite issue this week?
my favorite issue, it's between the two I read, definitely. I think the first one. Wait, what was it?
Scorpion?
Huh?
Scorpion.
The Scorpion. Actually, no, the one I just read, that one's my favorite one, yeah. Because it was like the start of a new era for Peter.
Yeah.
Like, you know, starting college, meeting Harry Osborn and Gwen. It just seems to be moving a lot more now. And like there's new characters. I don't know.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll pick the Scorpion one just to be different because it reminded me of my childhood.
Yeah.
Playing Spider-Man PS1. You put me in the suit, Jameson.
I'm coming for you,
Gorgon,
Jameson.
you've gone insane.
Jesus Christ.
And like whenever I like miss a building and like stick to the wall, but no, I have to keep moving. It's really stressful.
Oh,
Because like the music would like speed up as well, I'm pretty sure. And you can see like the time ticking down. Well, it's not like time ticking, but there's like a little like icon of Scorpion, like an icon of Jameson at the top. And
whenever
like he's
you
getting
lose
closer
those,
and closer.
it's always really like sad. It's like, oh no.
Yeah. Oh, the last level of that video game, so stressful. I used to never be able to beat it because Carnage bonds with Doc Ock and to make a monster
Oh
Ock.
shit! What the
And
fuck?
he's chasing you down a corridor
What the fuck?
while like a
That's
facility is
terrifying.
exploding. So like you have to run away from the explosions and also dodge fucking Monster Rock.
That literally sounds terrifying.
It is scary. Like the noises he makes too. He's like,
Jesus Christ.
The game was lit, dude. Like it had all the villains in it, pretty much. Like all the good ones. There was like Venom levels, there's lizard levels. You had to fight like lizard people in the subway. It's a really good game.
PlayStation's a good console.
Yeah.
Like the PlayStation Classic. I used to play. This is not Spider-Man related, but I used to play so much Tomb Raider, Metal Gear Solid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very good
games. Yeah.
Well, that concludes this week's episode of the Peter Palmer podcast.
Yay.
If you want to follow us, what issues are we doing next week? Next 3?
Yeah.
Next 3 are going to be good. I know they are because I've heard of them before. There's the one where he gets stuck under the rubble. The one that people always share like panels from.
Yeah, the one that's like the part from Homecoming.
Yeah. But yeah, good stuff coming up. We've entered the Gwen Stacy, Harry Osborn, Mary Jane era. That means Mary Jane's going to be popping up soon, which is cool.
Yeah,
like her
MJ.
face. Finally, after she's been talked about for like the past 20 issues. Whatever.
That's exciting.
But yeah, if you want to follow us, you can follow us. No, if you want to follow us, you can do that at Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at peterpalmerpod. Sorry, I haven't been posting to Facebook recently. I still have to figure out how to make them all post to the same thing at once because it's not linking properly. I don't know why.
Hootsuite.
And also you can email us at Gmail, peterpalmerpod@gmail.com. If you have
any feedback,
inquiries, hate mail.
If you want to sponsor us.
Yeah, sponsors, good memes. No, they have to be good memes though.
Please
they can't be like
memes.
60s Spider-Man like thinking and the bottom text says like, oh, when you waiting in line for the public toilet and it's too long or something. I don't know.
What the fuck?
Something like that. That's not what we want. We want good stuff like a picture of Miles Morales pixelated and it says Mo Bamba at the top and then bottom text at the bottom.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. We're not even joking about that either. Yeah. So.
Or we want a video of that bit into the Spider-Verse where he puts his hand on Gwen's shoulder and goes, hey, but instead of going hey, it's the Windows startup noise.
And then instead of Gwen saying her name's Gwanda, it's the Wii startup noise.
What's the Wii startup noise?
I'll show you.
No,
I can't do it.
Do it after the podcast because this is about to end.
All right. Goodbye.
Good night. See you next week. See you next Monday.
Bye. I have a headache.
This is being released on Mondays now.
Oh, yeah, true. Monday. Yay.
Yep. Start your week with Peter Palmer Pod. On your way to work, on your way to school, on your way to your first day of college, maybe. You'd have to wait a few months probably to listen to this episode. I'm still talking. Sammy is checked out. Good night. Oh, that.